What section?
Oh, I can look it up.
Yeah, let's have a look.
But I'm not going to, because I'm going to just require this of you. And if you do not, then I may just have to arrest you.
He asks which legal section applies and briefly suggests he could check it, but quickly shifts his approach and decides not to verify anything and instead moves forward based on his own demand while making it clear that compliance is expected and that refusal will not be tolerated. And he then delivers a firm warning that if the instruction is not followed, he may proceed to arrest under an offense he has not clearly explained, thereby placing pressure on the situation and escalating the encounter without confirming the exact legal grounds.
Use that.
What do you mean?
And you've got to have an operator's license, haven't you?
Yeah.
Have you got it?
Yeah, of course I have.
You've got an operator's license. Can you show it?
Operator's ID, it's called.
Huh?
Operator's ID, it's called.
Yes. You have to show it.
Why?
Because we're going to require it. Is it shown on the drone?
You're going to require it for what?
So if you're flying a drone,
Yeah.
which is not a toy,
Yeah.
or is over 250 grams, and I suggest that's probably not a toy if it's got a video thing on it.
249 gram.
So is that your... Yeah, but if it's over 250 grams,
which is
not a toy,
yeah,
and I suggest with all that, that's probably not a toy.
Yeah.
So it does have to have an operator's license.
Correct.
So have you got your operator's license and is it stamped on it?
Do you think that I don't have one?
No, it's got to be stamped on it and you've got to be able to show it to us.
Yeah, if you suspect me of a crime.
No, it says on the civil aviation stuff. So if you've got it and you're flying it, then you should be able to demonstrate your operator's ID and have it stamped on that.
And if you suspect me of a crime, then I have to show you.
That is the law.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, it's not.
The sergeant steps in, and rather than pausing to review the facts with a calm and neutral mindset, he allows the surrounding concern to shape his response and treats a lawful activity as though it demands official action and deeper scrutiny. This moment highlights how situations can spiral when calm judgment is replaced by pressure and assumption. What unfolds next shows how important it is for any officer to understand the law with clarity, because without that foundation, attempts to take control can quickly lose direction. He moves forward with confidence built on uncertain ground and relies on personal belief instead of firm legal backing. And as the exchange continues, he is confronted with a clear and undeniable correction that exposes the gap between authority and actual law.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Oh, fantastic. Have you got an operator's license?
Yeah, of course I have, yeah.
Cool. All right, it's got to be stamped on it.
Well,
it's got to be shown on
by
it.
you asking for it suggests that you think I've committed an offence.
No, just if you're flying
You can't just take one point out of the legislation.
No, if you're flying it.
I'm not flying it.
That is the... No, but you were.
No, I'm.
Oh, we've had multiple people come in saying you were.
Well, I haven't.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I suspect you were.
You suspect I was?
Yes,
So
because I've had multiple people come in and say that you were.
So you suspect
and
I was
I
flying
don't think
the drone?
they just made that up.
Well, they did. So you suspect,
They did, okay.
So you suspect I was flying the drone and committing an offence?
No, I suspect you were flying the drone.
Yeah, to tell you about it.
You do?
No, don't.
Yes, because I can require to see that.
Under what law?
I just told you, it's there.
What section?
Oh, I can look it up.
Yeah, let's have a look.
But I'm not going to, because I'm going to just require this of you. And if you do not, then I may just have to arrest you under that offence.
Well, if you're going to arrest me, then I'll give you it, but I will speak to my solicitor afterwards.
Fine.
Yeah.
All right. So are you refusing to provide that? Okay, fantastic.
Just so you know, I've been through this before.
Yeah, I know.
Last time I got £3,500.
Okay.
Okay, so you still want to go down this route?
So I want to go down the route of proving that you're legally using that drone.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, but you need to show it to us. You need to show that proof that you are legally using that drone.
Under what law?
Under that law.
This law.
The sergeant demands to see the drone operator ID and presents it as a simple routine check. Yet the moment quickly reveals a clear stretch of authority framed as normal procedure. He insists he can view it just because he asked, which shows a serious misunderstanding of what his role actually permits under the law. In the UK, officers are not entitled to demand documents without a clear and reasonable suspicion tied to a specific offense. And here, no such reason is properly explained or supported. As the exchange continues, it becomes evident that the request relies more on pressure than on lawful grounds, and the situation shifts from a basic inquiry into an attempt to secure compliance through presence and tone rather than legal basis. This approach highlights a weak grasp of statutory limits and places the officer in a difficult position as he struggles to justify a demand that does not stand on solid legal footing, making the entire interaction appear uncertain and poorly grounded.
And what section?
I don't know what section. Well, we can look it up. If you've got it, why don't you just show it to us?
So,
Fantastic. Cool. Yeah, we need to actually.
We want it to jot it down.
We need to see that it's linked to you and not just someone else's drone and just a code on it. We need to
I have
actually-
given you my details.
So we need to see that you've got an operator's ID.
Yeah.
And that it's the same as the one on the drone.
Yeah.
Okay. And we need to know that that operator's ID that you show us is actually yours and
It
not
doesn't have
just
to be mine. It doesn't have to be mine.
It does. You
No, it
have
does
to
not.
have an operator's ID.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
The operator of the person who
Operator's the drone.
Yeah, so there's a difference between the operator
Yes.
and the flyer. So there's a flyer ID and there's an operator ID.
No, you're operating it.
No.
Yeah, I think
No,
we're getting
no.
into a semantic argument.
no.
There. You're
The-
operating it.
the
If you're-
operator
if
is
you're
the person that owns
controlling
it.
You're operating it at that point.
The operator is the person that owns it.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'd be the owner.
No. Operator is the person that's responsible for the drone, owns the drone, and you have a flyer.
No.
Yes, there's two different things. A flyer ID, operator
Flyer
ID.
ID and operator ID are two separate things.
Exactly.
You're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
But an operator ID is from the person who's actually operating the drone at
No,
that time.
that's not true.
It's not the same as a flyer ID.
That's not true.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I suggest you read the legislation.
The sergeant tries to justify his position by pointing to the Air Traffic Management and Unmanned Aircraft Act, but his argument quickly falls apart because it is built on a complaint from a third party, rather than any clear and direct evidence of wrongdoing. Under the law, an officer must rely on more than secondhand claims and must clearly explain a factual reason to believe an offense has taken place, which is something he is unable to provide in this situation. Instead of checking the exact legal section and grounding his actions in verified information, he moves toward a warning of arrest, which shifts the tone from procedure to pressure and places his conduct outside expected professional limits. A threat of arrest carries serious weight and should only be used when there is clear and reliable evidence. Yet here, it appears to be used as a shortcut to cover a lack of preparation and understanding. This moment highlights how quickly authority can lose credibility when it is not supported by solid legal knowledge, and shows how attempts to enforce compliance without proper grounds can break down when met with someone who understands their rights and remains steady under pressure.
Just to protect your sergeant, if you go onto Google and put drone, Ossett police station, you'll see me in the papers.
Yeah.
Right? I was arrested for this exact same thing.
Okay.
Right? And I was released without charge, and they paid me a lot of money for it. So just protect your sergeant a little bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, but we still would need to confirm that operator ID is valid and linked to an actual person who's the operator rather than just some.
But I don't have to tell you who the operator is.
But we would need to confirm that drone.
And how would you
actually
confirm
has
that?
one. Well,
Unless I told you who owns the drone.
Well,
because it's just a code.
unfortunately, Yeah, so because how would otherwise I would know that you've not just written some random digits
Exactly.
on a bit of
That's
paper?
why, if you suspect me of an offence,
Which would be flying the drone without an operator's ID.
Do you suspect that though?
Well, actually, I actually don't. Right. Because I think you generally wouldn't be silly enough to do it, and you show me there is a code on it.
Yeah.
But of course, how can I?
But you would also
confirm
have to have reasonable suspicion. For instance,
the fact that you're not confirming
I'm
that
walking
code
down.
is valued.
I'm walking down the street.
Or allow me to
I'm
see
walking
it
down
long
the street.
enough to-
I could have a weapon in my pocket.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a whole
You don't
different
know.
thing.
You don't know unless you search me.
Yeah, but it's
no,
a
no.
whole
Let me
different
finish,
thing.
sir. Let
Yeah,
me
no, but
finish.
he did the same example earlier, and I said actually.
The sergeant begins questioning whether the ID is directly tied to the individual in front of him, which exposes a clear gap in his understanding of how civil aviation authority rules actually work. The operator ID is meant to identify the registered owner of the drone and ensure responsibility for its use, rather than act as a personal identity document linked in the strict way he suggests. Despite already receiving the ID, he continues to press the point, and this changes the nature of the interaction from a routine check into an attempt to find new grounds to support his earlier actions. Instead of acknowledging that the requirement has been met, he keeps pushing forward, which makes it appear as though he is searching for justification rather than applying the law correctly. And this moment clearly shows how the situation moves away from proper procedure and into unnecessary persistence driven by a misunderstanding of the rules.
Along.
No, because there's
and the vehicle
legislation.
is not,
As
yes,
in
there is
163.
legislation, but as an equivalent thing,
Yeah.
you're using a piece of machinery which should be registered.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
And I just want to check that the registration
And unless you
is
suspect
valid.
me of an offence, you cannot ask me to land it, and you cannot
And I
ask for the
didn't ask you
operator's
to land
ID.
it.
Those are the two things you
I
cannot
didn't
do.
ask you to land it.
I know you didn't,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying those are the two things you can't do.
But I should
unless
be able
you
to
suspect
check
me of an
that
offence.
operator ID is valid.
If you suspect me of an offence.
No, because otherwise, how can I check that operator ID is valid? And if you won't show the operator ID is valid, then I
Yeah.
potentially suspect it's just a false operator ID.
Yeah. Either I'm wrong and you're right, and you don't know the legislation, then you shouldn't come out. Or I'm right and you're wrong, and you don't know the legislation, and you shouldn't come out.
Okay.
Do you see what I mean?
So I think you've deliberately goaded people.
No.
Because we had a lot of complaints. We had multiple people coming to the station.
And not one of you said hello. What's going on? Are you
Oh, I
okay?
came along after
you
you
came
were
out,
talking to people.
mate. You came out in force.
No,
you came out in force.
to
Started talking
officers.
about maybe arresting me.
No, that was later
potentially.
on in the conversation.
It was what? Sorry.
That was later on in the conversation
Oh,
when I was
really?
saying I couldn't confirm that their ID is correct, which I
Yeah.
still can't, but you said that you finished and you're going to move on. So I don't feel the fact that you're
Yeah.
refusing to provide the operator's ID.
Before
is
you
not
ask.
suspicion.
Before you ask.
I did ask.
No, before you ask, you have to have reasonable suspicion of an offence. Before you ask.
Right.
Not after you ask, not during the conversation, not just because I don't want to talk to you.
Right.
Before you ask, reasonable suspicion before you speak to the person.
That'd be-
Unless
that-
they're driving a car, then you got 163, we can stop anyone for no reason.
It's just an example, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, okay.
And it's any offence though, any offence.
The issue is,
Yeah.
and I'll be honest with you, is because we had so many people coming into the station office, that
Yeah.
you probably had multiple officers getting told about this.
Yeah.
Potential offences around the drone stuff, okay?
And what offence do you think it is?
Like I said, would be flying a drone without the operator.
But you've already told me that you believe I've got one.
Yeah.
So now you can't go with that now. If I set off now, you couldn't go with
I
that.
haven't.
Okay, just let you know that I'm airspace clear, following the rules, got the required insurance and got an operator's
Operator's
ID.
ID, which is what I was asking.
So there'd be the question, did you reasonably suspect that though?
Yeah, because I was having this conversation.
Was it reasonable to
saying-
suspect that someone that you've never spoke to before, never met, never inspected the drone, doesn't have an operator's ID? Is that reasonable?
Yes.
No, it's not.
So the reason why I'd say...
It's not though, is it? Go on.
Right. The reason I say it's reasonable, I say the laws have recently changed and
Yeah.
updated. Not everybody does.
The sergeant stays caught in a repeating pattern of demanding credentials while overlooking a basic requirement that his authority must be supported by a clear and provable violation, which he is unable to identify at any point. It becomes obvious that the team arrived with a fixed assumption already in place, deciding there was a breach before taking time to properly observe and understand the situation in front of them. Instead of starting with a calm and simple inquiry, they approached with unnecessary pressure, which immediately set a negative tone for the encounter. When a supervising officer cannot clearly point to the exact rule he claims to enforce, it weakens the entire position and makes the operation appear unprepared and poorly executed. This moment leads directly into a broader point about awareness and preparation, which connects to a platform now being introduced in the UK called Underwatt. As the legal environment continues to evolve with wider powers, active enforcement, and fast-moving legislation, many individuals only realize their lack of knowledge once they are already dealing with a live situation. This platform is designed to provide a clear and ongoing understanding of the system people live under, offering more than 100 interactive legal guides where users make decisions and immediately see how those choices affect their legal safety, risk levels, and evidence position. Built into the system is StopBot, a policing-focused AI designed around UK law that explains powers and legal thresholds in a clear and structured way. And in guided mode, it acts like a learning tool that strengthens understanding so users remain confident and informed. There is also a daily UK policing newsfeed that tracks real-world activity, incidents, operational developments, and crime, along with detailed breakdowns of misconduct cases and upcoming legislation, explaining what those changes mean in practical terms. Alongside this, the platform includes protection tools such as a live drone safety map with NOTAM awareness, a civil claim checker to review potential liability, a police complaint generator, and a SAR request builder, with additional tools continuing to be developed. This platform is not driven by outrage, but by the need for awareness and preparation at a time when public...
My colleague there,
Yeah, well, brilliant.
And while you were talking, I was quickly having a flick through, and yes, I did confirm that.
Yeah.
Well, I'd have to have the person's name who has actually got that operator ID.
Right.
So yeah, person. But then,
And if I didn't know the name?
well, then if I suspected an offence, then
Yeah.
I'd potentially arrest in order to try and confirm that name. Because arrest would be to investigate further to confirm that.
Ah, that's
And I
dirty.
suspect that most people who use drones actually aren't using them lawfully, sadly, because
Well,
they're quite easy to
that's
get
sad that you
hold
think
of.
that. That's really sad that you think that. and I genuinely disagree with you. I really am genuinely offended, and I'm sure there will be many people online that are also offended.
If you're being offended as a drone user, then I think there's elements of offence that you need to kind of reconsider.
I mean, there's a massive community that will definitely disagree with you.
I'm sure there's a massive
and will be
community.
genuinely offended that a police sergeant thinks that the majority of drone flights are unlawful. The National Police Chief Council have even said the majority of flights are lawful, and we want to facilitate those lawful flights, but counter the unlawful flights.
Yeah,
this is not an unlawful flight. I've not even taken off.
Multiple people that said you were flying a drone.
But you'd not seen it. Just because someone said it doesn't mean it's true. You should probably go speak to those people and say, why did you lie to me?
Well, I've got no reason to say they did lie to me. However, we've discussed it with you, so we've bottomed out that.
But I wasn't flying.
Okay.
So multiple people have told you I was flying. Is that what you said?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
So they've lied.